Hey, though. It's the mafia. This shit for all the gangsters, nigga. Real story. Ayy, jugging out the double doors, cuz in the 6'4". Choppers hitting switches on these niggas back in 94. Basketball practice, and after that, I'm back to selling dope. When the cops hit the ab, I done made a rack off of my pager though. When the WAP hit my box, I'ma hit them back, I'm on the payphone. My shoebox getting full, I need to go buy me a safe for real. It's treacherous outside, not supposed to have it, but I paid for it. A brand new out the box, Tootie on me while I'm trapping. And I hope.
Yeah, it's time for that. Culture for the Streets, hosted by Mafia and Pain. Ain't no news like street news. And we got to talk about it today, man. We got K-Dot's Super Bowl performance. A lot of people didn't get the message, and it's obvious. It's obvious as well that we are our biggest haters, bruh. Unless K-Dot would have came out, did some backflips, sung more, slid on the floor, did something demonic, then it would have been a viral sensation. It still went viral, but in a two-sided manner. Whereas today, I don't know who's supposed to deliver the message. We can't expect the pastor to deliver the message because they delivering the message, but they ain't getting the message themselves, right? We'll get the message from rappers that give us the wrong message every day of the week, right? But somebody that had a platform and a voice, granted, he did do a lot of dissing to Drake during the Super Bowl performance. That's what he was supposed to do. He trying to end that man. I don't take nothing from that. But I didn't expect K-Dot to come out there and do nothing spectacular. I didn't expect him to be Chris Brown, Usher, Lil Wayne, Celine Dion, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg. It's K-Dot. K-Dot been a regular nigga the whole time. But I just want to play something just so they can explain to the ones that didn't get it, because sometimes some of y'all need a tutor, right? Ain't no news like street news. It's time for that. We gonna get into it though.
Shown throughout Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. And we are going to start from the beginning with Samuel L. Jackson dressed as Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam was used in the early 19th century as a depiction of America personified. He was a representation of American pride and patriotism, but also propaganda when it came to recruitment and war. When it comes to accuracy, Kendrick Lamar could have easily chosen a white man to play Uncle Sam and to narrate the performance. But instead, he chose Samuel L. Jackson, who has also played this role in the Django.
Shout out to Tissa Tales for one. If you want to see the whole video, go to Tissa Tales, subscribe to her channel, and watch the video. Just so you can get some understanding, because a lot of y'all didn't get no understanding. Y'all just critique the nigga performance, when sometimes it shouldn't take a performance for a nigga to get the message. He could have went and got anybody to play Uncle Sam, put that outfit on, and give us the image that we used to seeing, right? Exact skin tone and all. He went and got Samuel L. Jackson. And salute to Samuel, because he played that part to a T. Not just the fact that he went and got Samuel to play Black Uncle Sam. That part right there went over y'all head so bad because y'all used to the way that this is usually depicted to us. It's hard to get people to break the cycle in their mind sometimes. And this whole performance from Kendrick went over y'all head.
As an Uncle Tom. And in the movie, he was in love with his white slave owner. And Uncle Toms within culture, especially Black culture, are Black men who are not only obedient but also uphold white supremacy. And so we see perfect examples of that through Kanye West, Snoop Dogg, Nelly. And so going back to Samuel L. Jackson here, a Black man dressed in all American gear, I think is a clear depiction of they're not like us. It doesn't matter what your skin tone is. And then also going to Welcome to the Great American Game is a double entendre because we're obviously watching the Super Bowl, but he's talking about the game that is America and being Black in America. And so to start his performance, Kendrick is standing on top of a 1987 Buick, a Grand National GNX, which is also his album name, GNX. And not only that, this is also clear representation of his upbringing in Compton, but also the car culture in Compton as well. He starts his performance off with a freestyle where he talks about no hugs and no handshakes because he's not playing nice, and that you wouldn't get the picture if he sat you for hours at the Louvre. I think that represents the political climate that we're in now, whereas there's no time or no room for niceties right now. Either you get it or you don't.
Just seeing Kendrick sit on the Grand National like that. He ain't got Balenciaga on head to toe. Kendrick is dressed like a broke street nigga in bell bottoms with a couple chains on. To be able to deliver a message and it not just be a message, but a political message as well. And a message for us as well. And to be able to do it the way you wanted to do it. Say it how you wanted to say it. And not give up your integrity while you saying it and while you doing it. It mean a lot because I don't think Kendrick walked away from this feeling like how y'all feel about it. To the ones that don't get it, because we talking about a performance when Kendrick had a chance to get over 133 million plus people, 34 million. He did more numbers than Usher and Michael Jackson and all the ones y'all said they should have brought to perform, right? Numbers don't lie. Understand how many people he delivered a message to, though. If you don't agree, leave it in the comments. But I'm telling you, we can't expect for 134 million people to get the message. They heard the message, but understand how many millions of people woke up at that moment, understood at that moment, got the message at that moment. Kendrick is very intelligent, bro. And it showed all through this performance.
At the end of his freestyle, Kendrick Lamar says, "The revolution is about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy," which is a play off of.
Hold on before she gets started. You picked the right time, but the wrong nigga. I'ma say it 4K dot.
Jill Scott Heron's "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised" song, which was a critique on the American media, saying that they only focused on propaganda, consumerism, and entertainment. But in order for real change, people had to step out of their homes for liberation, for protest, and for freedom. You had to be actively involved in order to fight for justice. So with Kendrick saying the revolution will be televised, you chose the right time but the wrong guy, is him saying that you chose the perfect person for this performance. The timing couldn't be more perfect. Kendrick then performs Squabble Up, and before he could even finish, Samuel L. Jackson comes in and says, "No, no, no, too loud, too reckless, too ghetto." Kendrick Lamar, do you really know how to play the game? Then tighten up. And this is clear conditioning within white supremacy and America, which is that Black people should be docile, Black people should be quiet, Black people should be grateful for scraps. And playing the game goes back to being obedient. Kendrick Lamar then performs Humble, Be Humble, Sit Down, with his dancers dressed as the American flag and a division.
As Uncle Sam, Samuel tells K. Dot to tighten up. Which was a message. She busting it down for y'all. That's why I insist that y'all go to Tissa Tales channel and really watch this whole video, because it's a lot more on here. And directly after that, as part of the performance, he's performing, but he also delivering his message through his performance. Samuel tell him, tighten up, as Uncle Sam. His next cut is Be Humble. She breaking it down to you, the symbolism in that little series of seconds right there. That really means something. Not to one, but to all. He made a very big statement. This performance wasn't a performance, it was a statement. A baby protest. At the same time, embarrassment of your opponent in a friendly game of hip hop. On the biggest platform you could possibly have on a day like that. On a Sunday. Ain't church on Sunday too, nigga? Y'all went to church and listened to the pastor tell y'all how to live, right? On Sunday. But y'all ain't get the message when y'all left church and watched the Super Bowl and listened to Kendrick give you a message.
Division between the flag that represents a clear division within America. We've barely scratched the surface, and this video is getting long, so follow for part 2. After Humble, Kendrick goes right into DNA. I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. And that means it doesn't matter how much conditioning and how much brainwashing America places amongst Black people, greatness and resilience will always be the result. Yeah, there's trauma, but there's always triumph. Right after DNA, Kendrick gets into Euphoria, which is one of his diss tracks towards Drake. And Kendrick did not waste any time with being petty because he's already wearing an A minor necklace. He's letting it be known. After that, Kendrick goes on to perform Man at the Garden, where he's underneath the street.
Hold on. Somebody let me know this. I'm not sure if you can, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't allowed to say the A minor part. But coming out with the A minor platinum chain with the red ruby, whatever that setup was, it was cold, right? It was the coldest display of nigga shut up I ever seen, right? He didn't have to say it. Can you still sue him and he didn't even say it? But over the 134 million people said it. They ain't even seen the whole song. They just waited for that part. And we was at home watching the Super Bowl, watching him do the performance, saying it too, but then talking about I ain't like the performance, but I bet you said that part. We gonna play our part with the negativity, but we ain't gonna get the positivity ever, right? We not gonna acknowledge the ones that go get the degrees and come back home and show niggas I came from the projects too. I went and got me a degree. You ain't gotta do that. We gonna continue to let them be overshadowed by the niggas that come home from jail. The same people that said, oh, this was weak, these the same people that praise niggas that come home from jail and overlook their cousin that just went and graduated, went and got a degree, came back home and got a future. Something ain't right about this whole, it's weird.
streetlight and surrounded by his boys. After Man at the Garden, Samuel L. Jackson comes on to say, I see you brought your homeboys with you. The old culture cheat code. Scorekeeper deducts one life. Black people are highly surveillanced in America. The obsession with Black people and Black culture is unreal. So when he says to deduct one life, that to me means to unalive, get rid of Black cultural leaders such as Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Fred Hampton, and the list.
And rest in peace to all of them, because they fought for us, right? But we ain't even living up to what they fought for us for. We not living up to what they did. Martin Luther King was walking state to state, had millions of people walking with him. They getting bricks through at him. They getting beat up. He telling people don't even pay them no attention. Let's keep going. We still got a couple 100 miles. Non-violent, right? Malcolm X came. He bucked to the system. They all had an integrity about them that they was willing to lose everything over, right? We don't live like that today. We'll throw away everything over nothing. We into it with each other. When these people that they took from us was fighting for us as a whole, when they could have just fought for their indirect, they direct family in their household. They fought for the world. They fought for us. You did. We ain't living up to what they fought for. We not living up to none of that. And for K-Dot to get on here, bruh, and to put all this out here like that. Y'all seen who was at the Super Bowl. He smeared the message, and even the people that disagreed with his choices, his perspective, his opinions, his truths, he rubbed it in their face too. They got the message though. But to our own people, we just didn't get the fucking message. We act like we didn't want to get the message because we rather see a nigga come out and be the headline of a circus. Flip for them folks. Do cartwheels for them folks. Sing and cry for these folks. Put on an act for these folks. When we trying to speak for us, ain't no such thing as doing the right thing, because people gonna critique you for doing a bad job at it. That's why we don't have new generational leaders today, because we don't want to listen to the real message when it's being delivered.
Can go on and on. After that, Kendrick goes on to perform Peekaboo. What they talking about? They talking about nothing. Kendrick then goes on to talk to his Black female dancers, where he says, I want to make a move. I want to play their favorite song, but you know they love to sue. He's definitely talking about that white woman Drake. And also keep note that on the field, you also see an actual game controller, the PlayStation game controller. Kendrick then slows it down by performing his songs with SZA, and Samuel L. Jackson comes out shortly after and says, that's what I'm talking about. That's what America wants, nice and calm. Don't F this up, and Kendrick goes on to perform Not Like Us. He starts off by saying, 40 acres and a mule, this is bigger than the music. After slavery was abolished.
We didn't even get the 40 acres in the mule. What is y'all talking about? And when it come to not understanding Kendrick wordplay, bruh, it just lets you know that you don't know shit about your history in real life.
Abolish 40 acres and a mule was a promise that was made to free slaves from the government, which was 40 acres of land and a mule so that people had their own governance of their land and their resources, but that promise was never made. Kendrick goes on to say, yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence. Black people, Black culture are the most influential people on the planet. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. This goes outside and beyond of just America. Black people, Black culture is influential. As he's performing Not Like Us, his dancers lay out like this on the field and underneath the streetlight to represent the outline of Black bodies that have been unalived. Kendrick then continues to troll Drake on one of the largest stages on national television. And I already spoke about this in my very first video, so you could go check that out and the symbols in that. But this is what I'm also living for. All in all, I hope that you learned something from this two-part series, and also if there's anything.
Listen, go watch the whole video because there's more stuff on there. Far as the smirk he gave to the camera when he was strutting down the thing performing Not Like Us was priceless, right? You don't gotta put no money on a nigga head. When you got almost 200 million people around the world watching you do this and they playing into it and they singing along to it. Ultimate defeat. But not only did he defeat his competition in they little back and forth they got going, but on the national platform, he also delivered a message at the same time. So to be able to deliver a message at the same time and diss your opponent on a platform, let's not forget, it was Not Like Us that got him to the Super Bowl. None of his old songs was the reason why he got recommended to come perform in the Super Bowl. It was Not Like Us that was booming, all 24, that made the Super Bowl people say, look, even over Wayne. It was clever. He was smart. And whether you got the message or not, message was delivered. It's still getting talked about whether you liked it or not. It still did the numbers it was supposed to, whether or not you liked it, even more than they expected. You say they should have went and got Chris Brown, but the numbers, Usher, whoever, he did more numbers. It took Usher a month to accumulate the numbers that Kendrick did. Kendrick did it in a day. He cooked the books too. He walked away with Grammys and all of that too. It's a win-win. And you deliver your message. Everybody in class didn't get what the teacher said. That's why some of you niggas went to LD and other niggas went to the next grade. That's just the way the world's set up. Everybody not gonna be smart. I know a lot of people don't even know how to read. So you can't expect for everybody to get the message. But in the climate we living in right now, you better get the message, because if you don't get the message, when everything hits the fan, which it looks like we so close to the blade right now, The fan is finna be, it's about to hit the fan. We got to learn to stick together and so on and so forth, man, because if we don't, we going to be the last ones to survive. It's time for that Culture for the Streets. Ain't no news like street news. Shout out to K-Dot. Shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles, because I was tired of seeing Kansas City in the Super Bowl win in accidental moments. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Stay part of the culture, man. It's like that. We out.